Today on the Topping Show, the Boy Scouts of America are roasted for changing their name and allowing girls to join. Biden gets pushback even from CNN on an interview about the economy. Vivek on the Republican strategy for college campuses. VMware admits to illegal hiring practices. Elon Musk on Canada to arrest citizens for quote unquote hate speech on social media. Swiss Army knives now to come without a blade. Apple releases a new chipset and iPad Pro. And Hy-Vee recalls products due to possible salmonella risk. All of that and much, much more on the Topping Show. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of the Topping Show is proudly sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder release twice a day. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, you see, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, you can reach out to the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Also, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button and tell your friends, I would greatly appreciate it. Now, going over to the business part of the podcast, you have the iconic Swiss Army knife to come without a blade because of tyranny. Long story short. Now, this is first brought to us thanks to CNN Business, specifically Jack Guy, who, I want to say his name is hilarious. This guy's name is Guy. It's almost comical. I mean, it's almost as silly as having a name like Topping. Oh, wait. I partially digress. But in all seriousness, this comes to us thanks to CNN Business. They say, quote, new Swiss Army knife will be missing a key feature. Yeah, the knife. And looks like there's a little iconic headquarters. And when asked for a statement from the spokesperson for Swiss Army, again, this is the firm is Victorinox. They say, quote, we are in the early stages of developing pocket tools without blades, unquote. They say, quote, with innovation at the core of our brand, we are constantly listening to our consumers and their needs and acknowledge that there is an appetite for the functionality, versatility, and craftsmanship of a Swiss Army knife is known for specialized fields and situations. They continue to say, let's scroll down here. They say they are worried to comply with certain countries. They note that tyrants, totally great places like Great Britain, the government considering new legislation around bladed articles. Additional comments from, again, this is Eisner. This is the CEO of Victorinox. This is Carl Elsner. And he said, quote, in England or certain Asian countries, you are sometimes allowed to carry a knife if you need to have it to go to your job to operate outdoors. In a city, however, when you go to school, to the cinema, or go shopping, carrying pocket knives is severely restricted, unquote. Which is, of course, tyranny because the government has unlimited firepower and unlimited blade power. Pretty much every resource on the planet when it comes to defending themselves or controlling, ruining your life, perspective and all. Now, they say that I have a cool tool for cyclists in mind. We already have a specialty tool for golfers in our range. Cyclists probably need specialty tools, but not necessarily a blade. Which, again, this is one of those things where no consumer with a modicum of intelligence would ever say, I want less functionality from a tool. Let's be honest here. That would be there might be one or two more mentally active people like that. We'll say they're probably in, San Francisco high on methamphetamines, but nevertheless, okay, 2 or 3 people exist. But in all actuality, they're realistically doing this just for government compliance. And from a business perspective, it is a smart move because, again, now they can sell more products into a country that's heavily restricted. And I'm sure a couple people appreciate those tools. Now, I don't want to say it'd be hilarious, but it'd be fascinating if they included some type of butter knife, which you could obviously sharpen. I would never recommend that. Obviously, you want to comply with all tyrannical rules. Of course, totally. Right. Make the YouTube happy. Which is why we also post on many other places. Now, it'd be interesting to see. They also said, in 2012, Eisner also said the quest for strong fanatic had eaten into margins, forcing the company to be more innovative than our competitors and the rest of the world. Which, in terms of innovation, I don't think of a Swiss Army knife, do you? Which is one of the most hilarious things about Swiss Army knives and the country. Ever since they were using Germans' cutlery, because German makes some good stuff, but after the last time the Swiss Army, they invented the knife, ever since they invented that, they've never been in a war. Kind of hilarious. Now, the only innovation I remember from Swiss Army knives past, decade or two is, remember they had one with a flash drive or, USB drive built in. And they had one that was almost comical, but it was about the size of a Subway, foot long, which would really only be 5 inches, but nevertheless, it's one of those things where they had like a big old, Subway sized sandwich Swiss Army knife. They had like 98 or 100 different tools built in, which again was a pretty clever novelty. And I'm sure a couple of aficionados and people really passionate about purchase the product. But it'll be interesting to see because again, a lot of people see knives as a commodity. They see the multi tools as a commodity. Can they keep evolving and adapting to get into those new markets? Hopefully, the people who live in those tyrannical countries, fight back peacefully, protesting and sending letters and going to Hobby Lobby against a nice card stock to put their messages on. But imagine living in a country that's so tyrannical you can't have a knife in your pocket. That is why I live in the great country, or some might debate the state of Texas. Which I almost feel a little ashamed of not wearing my Texas, cowboy hat on right now. I apologize if you're visually watching the show. I'll have to get that prop off the shelf soon enough. But let me know, when was the last time you bought a Swiss Army knife? I got one once as a kid, and I mean the good thing about it is it's a very durable product, so I haven't had to replace it for another Swiss Army knife. Moving to Texas, you tend to get into one of your first initiations is getting a really nice knife. So I eventually did upgrade to a Benchmade because it had a little more functionality and durability. But I don't know, when was the last time you actually purchased one, and would you buy a Swiss Army knife without a knife? I can't but think that won't sell in America because we still have some optimum freedom. But let me know in the comments. As always, I'd be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, we're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you could click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, leave us a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.